You know that moment when the air in a room turns thick, like it's holding its breath, waiting for the storm to break? That's how it felt that Sunday morning in my mother's opulent Connecticut home. The kind of place where old money whispers secrets through polished oak walls and crystal chandeliers. The brunch table was set like a stage, silverware gleaming. Fresh croissants piled high. Mimosas fizzing in delicate flutes. But I wasn't there to play my usual role. The forgotten daughter scraping by on crumbs of attention. No. This was the end of the act. My hand trembled just a fraction as I placed the slim folder down, right between the butter dish and the fruit platter. 3 simple sentences escaped my lips. Calm as a whisper, but sharp as a knife. You're right. Mom. I am nobody. But nobody sees everything. The color bled from their faces like ink in water. And I knew deep in that hollow ache where betrayal had festered for years, their perfect world was crumbling. My name is Emily Carter. 28 years old. A digital forensics analyst by trade. The kind who digs through code and shadows for truths people bury deep. But to them, I was always just Emily, the quiet one. The disappointment. The shadow lingering behind my brother. Dylan. That house in Greenwich reeked of unearned privilege, bought with lies and laundered regrets. Mom, Victoria Carter, reigned like a queen in her designer robes. Her second husband, Harold Bennett, her loyal knight in tailored suits. And Dylan? At 32. He was still the prince, lounging in the guest house by the pool, chasing creative pursuits that never materialized into anything but excuses. Unemployed. Entitled. Forever mommy's golden boy. Me? I'd been crashing in the basement utility room for 3 months, paying $500 a month for a cot squeezed between the boiler and stacks of forgotten boxes. Temporary, Harold had called it. His voice dripping with that condescending patience lawyers perfect in boardrooms. The conversation started innocently enough. Or so they thought. Pass the jam. Emily, Dylan mumbled. Still in his silk pajamas. His hair tousled like he was auditioning for a cologne ad. Mom cooed over him, refilling his glass. Harold folded his newspaper with a snap, eyeing me over his bifocals. You've been here a while now. When do you plan on sorting your life out? This isn't a hotel. I took a slow breath, letting the words sink in. Feeling the old wounds reopen, the dismissals, the favoritism, the endless comparisons. Actually, I wanted to discuss that today. Mom's laugh was brittle, like cracking porcelain. Oh, darling, not another tale of woe. If you'd listened to us and picked a stable path, like we advised. She trailed off, glancing at Dylan with that adoring gaze. Like Dylan? I asked, my voice steady, innocent. The table froze. Dylan's fork clattered. Mom's eyes narrowed. Dylan's an innovator. He's processing. You wouldn't get it. But I wasn't there to spar about Dylan. Not yet. I'm not here for that, I said, reaching into my bag. The folder hit the tablecloth with a soft thud, unassuming as a napkin. What is this nonsense? Harold demanded, his lawyer instincts kicking in. Mom leaned forward, her perfectly manicured nails tapping. If it's more begging for handouts. Emily, we've been more than generous. Sleeping in that room? You should thank us. After all your flops, your instability, your endless need, you're a nobody. Don't act like you matter. Those words, nobody, echoed in my chest. A familiar poison. Harold smirked. Dylan chuckled into his mimosa. I opened the folder, revealing the first page, a screenshot of an email chain. Timestamps glaring like accusations. You're right, Mom. I'm nobody special. Just someone who's spent the last 3 months with full access to your old laptops. Your files. Your forgotten passwords. Someone who just certified as a licensed investigator in Connecticut, specializing in uncovering digital ghosts. The shift was immediate. Visceral. Mom's hand flew to her throat. Harold's knife slipped, scraping the plate. This is absurd, he stammered. I flipped the page. These are the threatening texts you claimed Dad sent during the divorce. But metadata doesn't lie. Created on your laptop 2 days before you received them. Edited by Harold. Dylan's glass shattered against the table. You're lying, Mom whispered, her voice cracking. Am I? I continued, my heart pounding, but my tone even. Next, emails between you two. Plotting the whole charade, bribing evaluators. Hiding assets. Framing Dad as unstable to steal his construction firm. Harold lunged. But I snatched it back. Copies everywhere. With Dad. His attorney. Secure clouds. Mom's facade shattered. You ungrateful wretch. You've ruined us. I stood, smoothing my thrift store blouse, the one she'd sneered at. No, Mom. You ruined Dad. Stole his business. His name. 16 years with me. Now the truth comes out. As I walked to the door. My old Jeep waiting outside. I glanced back. They sat there, frozen in their stolen splendor. Dad's lawyer calls tomorrow. Dylan. Time to grow up. 3 months earlier. Rain hammered the driveway as I stood on that same doorstep. Duffel bag slung over my shoulder. Coat soaked through to sell the desperation. I'd rehearsed this, Emily the failure. Jobless. Evicted. Begging for scraps. The door creaked open. Mom's surprise laced with disdain. Emily? What on earth? I got laid off, I said. Voice wavering just enough. Can't afford rent. Please. Just a few weeks. I'll pay. Harold materialized behind her. Arms crossed. How much? $500 a month. Their eyes met, greed flickering. Fine. Basement room. Don't make trouble. The utility space was a joke, pipes groaning overhead. Faint mildew scent. A single bulb swinging. Perfect cover. Invisible. While they sipped wine upstairs, I slipped through shadows. A ghost in their machine. Week 1 set the tone. I fetched groceries, scrubbed counters, ran errands like a live-in maid who paid them. Dylan? He emerged at lunch. Grabbed plates without thanks. Vanished back to his guest house paradise. Dylan's sensitive, Mom explained when I questioned it. Creative souls need space. Space funded by Dad's blood money. I thought. Folding his luxury linens. Nights were mine. Harold's office password? Bennett Law 1 Child's Play. Filing cabinets unlocked with a key taped under his desk. Arrogance made them sloppy. Old laptops in the attic? Dust-covered time bombs. One from 2010 held the jackpot, divorce plan folder. Drafts of those fake threats. Comments in the margins. Add more menace. Make it stick for custody. My stomach twisted. This wasn't impulse. It was premeditated theft. Days blurred into performance art. I'd fake job hunts. Sigh over rejections, pinch pennies at the store while they watched. Smug. In reality, I worked remotely for my firm. Analyzing breaches. Banking every cent. Your father was always lazy, Mom slurred one evening over Chardonnay. Watching me iron Dylan's shirts. I saved you from him. Those messages. Terrifying. I nodded. Recording discreetly via my phone app. You did what you had to. Her smile was victorious. Oblivious to the trap closing. 3 months of swallowing bile. Of being dismissed as needy, of watching Dylan squander what should have been mine. But each night, I pieced together their sins, bank transfers dodging audits. Bribes to therapists. Asset hides that gutted dad's life savings. The fragments of my childhood resurfaced like buried shards. Cutting fresh. At 7. I aced the science fair, Mom shrugged. Don't brag, Dylan tried hard too. His mediocre efforts got parades, mine. Footnotes. Dad. Thomas Carter. Saw me, took me fishing on weekends. Praised my sketches. Whispered. You're a force. M. Don't let him clip your wings. But Mom erased him. Divorce at 11. Sudden. Vicious. He's unhinged, she claimed. Showing me printouts, threats from his email. Violent promises. I was 12. Terrified. Promising never to reach out. Photos vanished. We became Bennetts. Dylan basked in the glow, I faded. College? Partial scholarship. 2 jobs. We're funding Dylan's dreams, Mom said. Dreams that fizzled. But the cash flowed. Doubt crept in at 25. Alone on my birthday. Scrolling Dylan's lavish posts. Those messages? Too polished. Too scripted. At 27. I broke the vow, found Dad on LinkedIn. Thomas Carter. Rebuilt his firm in Hartford. We met at a diner. Neutral ground. His eyes welled. M. I never sent those. Fought for you. Court docs proved it, no threats. Ignored visits. Her excuses. Harold was her investigator, plotted it all. Rage simmered. They'd stolen $750,000 from his business. Funded their empire. My plan formed, certification. Sabbatical. The failure facade. Access granted. Inside. I unearthed horrors. Emails, frame him as volatile, judges buy it. Financial trails, siphoned funds. My grandma's $25,000 inheritance for me? Diverted to Dylan's studio. Searches, fake emails for RO. I built the case timelines. Verifications. Backups. The night before brunch. In that dank room. I sealed the folder. Let them feel the helplessness they'd inflicted. Monday. Dad's attorney filed. Assets frozen by Tuesday. Harold blustered. But one email silenced him. Mom's social media sob story? I countered with proofs her allies fled. Dylan ghosted. Pool house empty. IRS audits unearthed offshore accounts, $350,000 clawed back. Voicemails poured in, threats. Please. I saved them all. House sold, Mom in a cramped condo. Harold flipping burgers. Criminal pleas, probation. Service. Dad got $1.1 million restitution. We dine weekly now. Rebuilding. He walked me down the aisle last fall to my partner. Kept secret from their venom. My inheritance? A foundation aiding fraud victims. Mom's a shadow. Dylan's a barista in LA. Dreams deflated. Indifference heals. I'm Emily Carter seen. Whole. The truth that toppled lies.